So this is really exciting. Today I'm finally going to prep my bus. I'm going to pressure wash it really good. It needs it. And then I'm going to sand it and get it ready to paint. And I'm so excited. I've been putting off the paint job for a while now. And I'm being forced to paint it, which is a good thing. It's making me do it. It's all good. A fun fact for people who may not know this about Skoolies: in certain states, if the school bus is still yellow, they will not let you drive it. It has to be painted a different color. If it's not being operated by like a school or a government agency, it can't be yellow. Understandable, whatever. So I'm going to a state that does not allow a Skoolie to be yellow. I'm going out of town for a new job. I'm really excited about it. So let's get this thing painted. Here we go. I don't know why I chose to paint the roof in the hottest part of the day, but here I am. Alright, y'all, I am finally on my way to get some new tires. This is exciting. I imagine my ride home is going to be a lot smoother than my ride there. Alright, we'll see you later. Okay, finally I'm here to get my tires changed. We are this place called Hayes Tire in Royston, Georgia. Goodbye, old tires. These are the old tires. Mr. Hayes, and I got new tires. So excited. Look at this, brand new. Oh, I'm so excited. Miss Lavender, you will be happy. Okay, I'm so excited. I have new tires and I'm not bouncing. This is freaking awesome. We are smooth sailing. Woo-hoo! Thank you, Mr. Hayes from Hayes Tire in Royston, Georgia. If you need tires, check him out. I just rinsed off my bus. I'm getting ready to put it inside the shop, in the paint shop, to paint it lavender. So this is some of the final footage that Miss Lavender will actually be yellow. Say goodbye to the school bus yellow. I've had this plan the whole time I've doing my bus where I was gonna keep this part. Stop! I'm doing a video. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to keep this part of the bus, the one original piece. It's this flap right here that flaps up, flaps down. I would never be able to drive with it showing school bus, but I thought it would be neat to keep that as an original touch. Well, now that I'm up here and taping it off and really looking at it, I think it's gonna be better if I just go ahead and remove it. But I do want you all to see this was gonna be the original little part, and now it's gonna go away. So there's Daddy. Daddy's covering the roof. So here we go. I just stepped in the inside. This is kind of cool. It's all taped up. Alright, let's get one more video of her taped up before we paint. Daddy is spraying the ground to prevent dust from coming up when we start painting. Working with what we got. Show you all what we use to prime the bus. So this here is Matrix primer, gray primer, quicksand primer. We didn't even use a full gallon. I still have about this was just leftover, so we just used the rest of that. It was just a little bit. This is the gallon I bought, and I still have like at least half a gallon in there. And then the activator, I still have over half a can of this. So the primer actually really went a long way for the bus. Y'all, I'm so excited because the lavender is about to be put on. So check this out. Oh my gosh. That is freaking beautiful. Wow. Amazing. This is so freaking exciting. Look. It's beautiful. is the lavender paint I'm using, and this is a mixing cup. So this paint, the mixture is 8 2 to 1, so I filled the paint up to the 4, and then I'm about to add this stuff, standard reducer, to this next 4. So let me set my phone down for a second. So I just added the reducer and I filled it up to the second 4. Now I'm going to add this medium hardener and fill it up to this third 4 here. There we go. Take the paint stick and stir it. Now, you always gotta filter it. And the filter there. I'm going to pour it in. Today is day 2 of painting this lavender. We had to water sand a few places this morning, no big deal, we got that done, and we're getting ready to put a second coat on it. There's one thing I want to mention. In all my excitement yesterday of painting this lavender, I totally forgot to cover up my hair. So I did get a little overspray in my hair. I washed it out last night and it came out pretty easy. If you're gonna do a big project like this or paint anything with a spray gun, make sure you wrap up your hair just so you don't get overspray in it. All right, let me show you guys one more time what I use for this bus. So for the primer, we have the Matrix 2K primer, quicksand, and the quicksand activator. So this is for the primer. We use about half a gallon of this and about a half a can of this for this whole entire short bus. It's pretty awesome. Now for the paint, this is what we used. I chose the color out of the color book and they mixed it for me at Napa. So we used the whole can of this, and that got us 2 coats on the bus. You have to mix it with the standard reducer. Gosh, this thing still feels really full, so I didn't even use not even half of that. And you have to use this to medium hardener, and this feels almost full too, so I probably have about 3/4 left of that. And of course you got to get your mixing buckets and your filters and your paint stick, and that's what I used. These 2 were about 80 bucks. These 3 right here were $292. So this is pretty high. That's pretty reasonable. We are about to start untaping Miss Lavender. Here we go. stuck in a little traffic right now. Say hi, Titus. I have 3 hours to go on my wonderful journey to Florida. Talk to you later. Titus is trying to destroy my plants. Say bye-bye. I made it to Florida yesterday, and to close this video, I want to share a little story with you about how I almost squandered this opportunity. As I told you earlier in the video, I came down to Florida for a job. And so I had a month to prepare for this job. And it was during that time I had to paint my bus because, like I told you before, the state of Florida, you can't drive a yellow school bus if it's not being operated as a school bus. So it's all good. I got my bus painted. And for some reason, I had this idea in my head that my tires were like 8 years old. I don't know where I got that thought, but this was like 2 weeks before I came down here. I checked the dates on my tires and they were actually 20 years old. I did not know that. I don't know why I thought they were 8 years old. I have no idea where that came from in my head. But anyway, so when I realized my tires were 20 years old and I was going to have to replace all 6 of them, I started having major anxiety because I don't have $2,000 just laying around that I can spend on a set of tires. I mean, these tires are expensive. They're like $330 a piece. So, like, originally, before I knew the age of the tires, I was thinking I could replace like 1 or 2 of them and the rest would be good. Don't know why I thought that. So anyway, I learned they're like 20 years old, and I called my boss down in Florida, and his name's Dwayne, and I was trying to back out of the job. I was like, hey, like, I don't want to put you in a bad position, but you know, I've been getting my bus ready, and my tires are actually like 20 years old, and I didn't know that, and there's no way I'm driving to Florida on 20-year-old tires. And so, like, I was trying to like back out because the anxiety of like not having $2,000 to be able to pay for the tires to get down there, I just wanted to back out of the situation just to alleviate myself of that anxiety. But my boss was like, so he's like, what do you need? You just need tires? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm not worried about the motor. It's just the tires. Like there's no way I would make it on these 20-year-old tires. And he said, well, I can cover the cost of the tires for you to get you down here. And I was like, okay, I was like, let me think about this for a minute. Because I don't like borrowing money from people, especially not $2,000. So I hung up the phone. I wanted to think about it for a minute, and luckily my friend Colby was there. He's an entrepreneur. He's very has a business mindset. I don't have a mindset like that yet. So I go to Colby and I was like, all right, my boss is offering to pay for these tires for me, and I don't know if I should do it or not. And Colby is like, he said, I do this in business all the time. He's offering to pay for your tires. Why would you not accept that? You know, he kind of just talked some sense into me and helped me look at things through a different lens. It helped me remove my emotions from the situation and look at things logically. So I call my boss back and I say, okay, if you're willing to pay for the tires, let's do it. And so I told him, I said, I will work the first 2 weeks free to pay you back if I have to, you know. And he said, no. He's like, let's just get the job done and we'll worry about it in the end. So I'm like, okay. So a few days go by and I find a shop that can change my tires. Hayes Tires in Royston, Georgia. I told you about them earlier. So the price came out to be $2,100. So I call my boss, Dwayne, and I tell him, I'm like, okay, I found a shop that can change my tires. It's going to be $2,100. And he said, okay. He said, how about this? He said, I will pay for half the tires and the other half will be your bonus. And he's like, how does that sound? And I'm like, that's amazing. Like, that's incredible. And I'm so incredibly grateful that he's doing that for me. You know, like, it's another sign that I'm on the right path, I feel like, because before I had the anxiety of having to change my tires, everything inside of me for this job, like my intuition, everything was like, yes, I have to do it, because this job fell in my lap when I wasn't even looking for it. My friend offered to fly up to Georgia and drive my truck down because she lives like an hour from Daytona. And my uncle, who lives in Daytona, he offered to let me park my bus in his backyard. I didn't even have to ask him. And now my boss is like offering to pay for my tires. And it's just like the way everything came together. It's like the universe is telling me, like, you have to do this. This is the right path. And the job I'm doing down here is an aluminum job. We have to build some staircases and handrails, all aluminum. And this is my first aluminum job. So with this, I will get to be good at aluminum and practice my craft. And I'm really excited and I'm really thankful. But the reason I'm telling you this story is to tell you that I almost squandered an amazing opportunity because of my anxiety, because fear I had inside of me. And I'm telling you not to do that, because if you allow fear, it will hold you back, and it'll hold you back the rest of your life. But if you want to grow, it's not going to be it's not always going to be easy. It's called growing pains for a reason. So imagine like a flower pot. You literally have to uproot that flower and put it in a bigger pot so that it can grow bigger and better. And it's not always comfortable. Uprooting yourself, changing yourself, it's not going to be comfortable. But it's so worth it in the end because you become bigger and better. Same concept with a goldfish. You put it in a bigger pond, it'll grow bigger. I could have stayed in my safe spot in my home in Georgia. I could have stayed there and been comfortable, and been safe and not had to worry about the anxieties of traveling in my Skoolie 9 hours down to Florida. But thankfully I got past that fear, and this door opened up for me, and I stepped right over that fear and right through it, and now I'm down here in Florida. I got here safe yesterday. Everything is great, and I can't wait to see what comes from this. I start my job on Monday, and I'm so excited. Like, I cannot wait to get in there and weld some aluminum. I've practiced it before, and it's totally different than any other type of metal I've welded, so I have a feeling I'm really gonna love it. So yeah, that's my motivational speech for today. Do not stay in your safe box. Get out of your comfort zone. Allow yourself to grow bigger and better, because what's on the other side of that fear is great. It's a bigger opportunity, and you can't let fear, which is not even real, fear is just this idea in your head, you can't let it hold you back, because you're going to get to a point in your life where you're going to look back and wish you would have done things differently. And it's never too late for you. I was 30 years old when I went to welding school. I quit what I thought was my dream career as a flight attendant. I quit that to go to welding school because I wanted to work with my hands. This was a field I knew nothing about, and I am reaping the benefits of that. I get to work with my hands and build and create things and use my brain in ways I haven't before. To me, it is like so fun reading blueprints and taking metal, making cut lists, cutting it, and then building whatever it is, even if it's just a staircase or a handrail. You would think something like that is simple, but oh my gosh, there's so much math that goes into building a handrail. And I feel like it sharpens my brain, and it's just very rewarding. So yeah, like I said, that's my motivational speech for today. Do not let fear hold you back. Get out of your comfort zone. And if you are not anxious about your dream, you're not dreaming big enough. One more thing. This is the last thing, and then we're done with this video. So when I wake up in the morning and throughout the day, I will give thanks. Like, thank you for this day. Thank you for my pets. Thank you for my family. When you give thanks, you attract more things into your life to be thankful for. So don't forget to be thankful for the good things you have in your life, and focus on those good things, because more good things come to you. We all live by the law of attraction, whether you believe that or not. You reap what you sow. The energy you put out is the energy you receive. Your thoughts have energy. Your words have energy. You can speak things into existence, and you create the reality you want for your life. And that's it. And thank you for watching this episode. So yeah, that's it. Bye.